Welcome part 3 of the FPS tutorial. We are going to make a new script and call it aim gun at raycast, and this will aim the gun at a raycast, and we're going to put it on the camera. We're going to go ahead and get a public game object, do the gun root, and then private color ray color equals color.color is red, and then we're going to on draw gizmos color equals ray color, and then gizmos draw line transform dot position to transform dot position plus transform dot forward times, doesn't like infinity when you do that. Okay, and then the awake, and that should draw a line from this camera, or from the, not the cube, the camera. There we go. And then we're going to void update, and we need to detect if we are reloading first, because we don't want it to follow when we reload. Where is our reload? Go to our player manager and do another hide in inspector, public static bool is reloading equals false, and just go ahead and set it to false on start, and then oops, not here. And then when we do is reload, player manager dot is reloading equals true, and then when it's done, reloading is false. In fact, actually what we could just do, make this even easier, just go up here and set this to is reloading. And so if player manager is reloading, then we're going to if physics dot raycast from the transform position, transform direction forward, out, and raycast hit, and then that big number. Actually need to declare the hit, so we're going to private raycast hit, and then erase everything, or not everything, just everything but the out of the raycast here. If the hit collider equals null down here, so here we want to aim the gun at raycast, and then here we're going to reset the gun position, and then we're going to do private quaternion original angle, and then on awake original angle will be the gun root dot transform dot local rotation, and then when we reset it, we'll do gun root dot transform dot local position equals original angle, and when we aim it, we'll do vector 3 direction to target equals hit dot point minus gun root dot transform position, and then we need to get a direction as well, so quaternion transform, or actually I'm going to call this target rotation equals quaternion dot look rotation, and then the direction to the target, and then our gun root transform dot rotation, this will actually turn the gun, is going to be quaternion slurt gun root dot transform dot rotation target rotation time dot delta time times, and right here you'll change how fast you want it to kind of aim at the camera. So private, we'll actually make these both serialized right now because I don't think we're going to use the gun root in another script in this video, and we'll make this the aim at raycast speed 10 float. There we go, and put the gun root there, and now should aim wherever. What happened here? Oh, because right, need to move the player around, not the camera. But now wherever the camera raycast goes, the gun will aim. So let's change the color here so we can see that a bit better. So wherever the blue one goes, the red one, or wherever the blue one hits rather, the red one will go. So they'll intersect wherever the blue one hits. All right. And now we're going to make multiple guns. So let's make a gun called just make a new object under the gun root, and we'll make this one the pistol and we'll use projectiles. We'll call it the projectile pistol, and then we'll make a new one called the hit scan machine gun. And so the projectile pistol is going to not be auto, and the hit scan machine gun is going to be auto, but instead of using projectiles, it's going to use hit scans. And we will call this one machine gun. And then what we can do to separate them, at least tell which one is which, can make a new material, say a pink one for the pistol, then we'll duplicate it and make it like blue. There we go. And now if I disable that, that one's blue, good. We'll make a new script and call this the gun switcher. We'll go to our player and put the gun switcher on the player. So with the gun switcher, we're going to make a private, a serialized field private game object array of guns, and a private int current gun index. I hate the comments thing. Okay, and then for, and just do a normal for loop. So for I equals 0 colon, it was doing it there for me. There we go. And then just guns I, and we're gonna set them all to false, or actually to true at the beginning. And then on start, we'll set them to false. And the reason I'm doing that is because it initializes the guns and gives you time to do stuff. If you have anything on the gun, we need to make sure it's done in the await. And so that will give each gun time to do things like initialize the ammo. And then in the update, if input dot get key down key code, and I like to use Q to switch gun current gun index dot set act false, and then current gun index equals in parentheses gun index gun length, and then guns current gun index dot set active true. And so that's going to disable the last gun and then increment to the next gun once it's incremented, and enable the next increment. So disable current one, inc enable. Well, I guess it's now. I'm just going to say enable. Okay, so this part kind of confuses me always, but when you're incrementing, you do percent. Honestly, I just asked ChatGPT how to do this part right here. And then we can put our guns on the, we can switch to them. But we also want to start with one of them on. So guns dot guns current gun in set act is true, and we're going to set the default to 0. And then this will set the first gun enable by default. And now we can aim, we can shoot our machine gun or our pistol, and they both have different ammo. Go back into our gun script, and just because I didn't do it in the last, reset this to input dot. So change the first one to input get mouse button, and the second one to input get mouse button down. There we go. And then of course, if you want to change it to alt fire or something like right fire, just change it to 2. But we have this problem when we shoot projectiles. The raycast is detecting the projectile and then moving the gun. So we need to go to our aim gun at raycast and go ahead and add a layer mask and make this the mask for our aiming. So I guess we'll just call it aim mask. And then we're gonna put that on the end of our raycast, and we're gonna set that to everything except for gun, player, projectile. There we go. And now I'm gonna go ahead and make the projectile a bit smaller. This recording started thing has gone away. And then I don't even know where I got this FPS controller. I think I took it from another YouTube video. I might have made it. I know I took some of it from another video or GitHub or somewhere. But yeah, go ahead and put the player controller on that I've made for you and cleaned up. And put the main camera on the player controller. And we're going to need a character controller as well as not a sphere collider. We're going to need a capsule collider to represent the player, but it thinks the gun is the player. So let's make a new 3D capsule for the player. We're going to put that where the player should probably be. We're going to take the main camera and put it on the player, the new player. Let's make sure we have it set to our player layer and only change the player. And then we're going to copy our components over. Okay, now we should be able to move our player around and be able to shoot stuff. Why is he aiming down? Why is the gun so low? Need to put the gun higher on the player. That's what's going on. So we'll take the gun route, not even that, the camera, and move it up toward the head. There we go. There we go. And there's one last thing I wanted to do. I should have done this before we made two guns, but go ahead and take the gun script on both guns, duplicate it, remove the gun script, and move it back to about where the handle is, but at the same positions besides whatever Z, I guess, besides the Z. And this is going to be a raycast to check for the barrel, so we'll call this barrel ray check position. Okay, so go ahead and add a serialized field private transform barrel check position. And then on the hit scan layers, we need to go ahead and we're going to detect pretty much everything, which is basically just default and enemy. And I guess we can detect projectiles too. And then we're going to, when we shoot, we want to check for if physics line cast. And I actually just copy pasted that from the Unity documentation. And if we're hitting something, we're blocked. And we're going to start from, actually going to go to the transform position and start from our barrel check position. And I didn't assign it, so go to your guns and assign the barrel. Alright, let's make a wall to test this. And we can see in the scene view, it's sticking through and it says blocked, and I can't shoot. But if I come through, I can still shoot. So I just need to move the gun back further. So we'll do a little bit of force perspective. Shrink the size of the gun. Push it back. And it will look bigger. And you can keep doing that repeatedly, basically, until it fits the way you want it to. There we go. And now I can't shoot when the gun's sticking through the wall, except for when it's there. So we'll move the check back a little bit further. And we'll just move it all the way back to the end of it. And if we look at the wall again, it should be blocking most of the shots. There we go. As long as it doesn't do that thing where it loops through the wall. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And let's see. Everything but player. Or it's not detecting players, so you could even do it a little bit further if you wanted. I think it was working pretty good there. That's it. See you guys next time.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any more future videos.